we're doing some great things at Pine. One things we're doing here is this delicious duck breast from Crescent Farms out of New York. Going with this beautiful duck breast is some duck confit, some amazing farro, some baby spinach. We're doing some pistachios on top for a crunch. Again, you want to cover all your bases with textures, and then we're going to garnish with some microgreens. So the first thing we're going to do, again, when you have a beautiful duck breast like this, I scored it. It's got a nice fat cap on top of it. We want to, we scored it to help render the fat, so when we're cooking in the pan, it'll render evenly and cook into the fat, not just on top. So we're gonna take this, we're gonna season it generously with some kosher salt, both sides, some nice coarse black pepper. So what we're gonna do is put this in the pan, and a little bit colder pan's okay to start with a duck breast like this. And again, in the beginning, when it's starting to sear, you can move it around a little bit. I know I've talked about before, proteins, when they first go into a pan, they tighten up. And that's something you don't want with a sear. You want the meat to be relaxed. So when it's first in the pan, I'm just gonna kind of move it around a little bit to let that initial sear really kind of loosen up and make sure all of the surface of the pan is hitting all of the meat. Okay, I think we're good here with this. What I'm gonna do now is flip the duck breast over. And I'm going to slowly finishing this right in the pan. Turn this down on low. Just take a little bit of butter. And we're going to baste it a little bit. This will help continue rendering the duck fat on top and just add some delicious flavor. Accompanying this dish, we have a delicious parsnip puree. Parsnip, again, something that goes great with duck, one of my favorites, and it's something I can get all year round locally. All right, I'm gonna flip this over. I'm just gonna check the doneness. I want this medium rare. Baste it a little bit more. It's still a little too rare, so we're gonna keep going for just another minute. And then I'll let it rest in the pan when we'll start the accompaniments with the dish. Beautiful. So what we have here, so now we're going to continue to start the sides for the dish. So we'll do a little bit of canola oil, a little bit of butter. We're going to start with our duck confit. We will add our farro, and we'll just start to slowly saute this. And we'll wait for this to start to kind of bubble and get warm, and then we'll add our baby spinach right at the end. And we'll season this. The duck confit is seasoned well, but the farro is not seasoned, so we'll add a little salt, a little black pepper. Perfect. Everything's cooked. The farro has been cooked. The duck's cooked. Now we're gonna add our spinach. Beautiful. This is coming along nice. And once the spinach is kind of melted down, kind of incorporated into the dish, that's when it's done. And we'll turn it off and we can slowly begin to plate. All right, and we are good right there. So what I can do is pull this off, let this rest, pull my duck breast off, and just let this rest on the cutting board for a moment. And I'll just check the temperature one more time, just to make sure we're good, and that's beautiful. We'll let that rest. Bring my delicious parsnip puree over, just kind of warm this up. Perfect. What I'm gonna do is start with our parsnip right down the plate. We're gonna take our farro and duck confit and spinach mixture. Gonna go right down the middle. Perfect. Now we are gonna go to our duck breast. What I'm gonna do is kind of just square it off a little here. And then I'm gonna get 3 delicious pieces. Lay these down. Perfect, and we're gonna finish this dish with a little bit of red wine demi-glace, which is a veal-based sauce with red wine that we reduce down till it's nice and thick. We will finish with some pistachios, which will again give it that crunch. and a couple just local microgreens. And this is our slow roasted duck dish in pine.